Principles are everything to Sigma men. As a matter of fact, you can say living their lives by principles is their foremost doctrine. For these men, nothing is done for the fun of it. A Sigma man would feel dissatisfied with himself the moment he begins to stray away from his principles. It is simply what gives them a sense of fulfillment, without which Sigma men are lost. Let's look at 7 of these astounding principles. Some of them are sure to leave you speechless. Have you subscribed yet? Staying focused needs motivation, so subscribe now so you never miss any inspirational uploads. Number 1. Life is a duty. When something is a duty, it means it is not an option. You don't carry out a duty when you like and how you like to. Duties are stringent and are carried out with utmost urgency and seriousness. This is how Sigma men approach every day of their lives. These men have a high sense and value for time. Passing time and just existing without a purpose or mission is never an option. Sigma men don't wake up without an intention. Even taking a vacation is approached with a sense of duty. Achieving success is a duty. Marriage is a duty. Making the marriage work is also a duty. And everything is done with total focus and a sense of importance. You would often hear people say they just want time to fly by. Such people have no plans and are the opposite of Sigma men. Time is simply too important to Sigma men that they just don't wake up in the morning and then go back to bed at night without gaining satisfaction from their day. These men also live by what is called duty-based ethics. This means their ethics or sense of what is wrong or right is duty-based. It is believed that there are times actions that are considered bad can be necessary for there to be good. For example, the belief that peace can be achieved only with war. Sigma men believe that certain values must be protected by all means. They have a strong sense of justice and equity based on their duty-based ethics. 2. Weakness is never an option. Sigma men always ask what the importance of their actions are. So what is the importance of weakness? It has no advantage, so why choose weakness when you can be strong? This is the same principle many warrior clans live by, and the reason why they accomplished so much. Mongolian warriors lived and conquered many lands because of this principle. They became feared because they feared nothing. The samurai warriors lived by the Bushido code, which also taught them never to be weak. Note that warriors are not as fearless as history would want you to believe. It would be a psychological abnormality for men not to fear because those who do not have the capacity to fear lack the capacity to reason. But these great warriors were considered fearless because they learned to face their fears. That makes all the difference. When you have no other option, do you give up or continue fighting even if you have to go down fighting? The reasonable choice is obvious. While weakness is a natural human attribute, there are those who in the moment of weakness doesn't allow it to control them. That leads us to the next principle. 3. Pain is life. Ever heard the saying, life is not a bed of roses? There cannot be any progress without pain, sacrifice, and great effort. Nothing good and lasting comes easy. The whole circle of life starts with pain. It is impossible for a child to be born without pain or sacrifice, and the child would have to embrace the pain of growing, falling, and being hurt to become a man. There is no successful man who has not been tried by fire. Those who cannot risk anything cannot win anything. It is easy for those at the bottom to look at those at the top with envy, but how many people are ready for the pains necessary to get to the top and stay at the top? Sigma men have a mentality that what has to be done must be done. Those who promote the lies that life can be lived without pain have an agenda of breeding weak men, so they can control them with fear when they need to. Life is not fair, deal with it. Sigma men know that they can only do their best, but the pain must come. The effort to make the world a better place is a process of pain itself. The process of self-improvement is impossible without pain. It is either this reality is accepted and a path for progress is charted, or it is denied and you live in a fool's paradise. 4. There is a fine line between trust and being foolish. Trust is one of the most essential and powerful forces in life. It can make or break relationships, teams, organizations, and communities. Unfortunately, trustworthy people are as rare as chickens that have teeth. Sigma men don't trust easily, and even when they give the benefit of the doubt, they are prepared for disappointment. These men live with a high consciousness of the reality that society is a wilderness with predators camouflaged to snatch unsuspecting men when they least expect. We have created institutions and governments to give people a false sense of trust. Sigma men don't trust any of these. As far as these Lone Rangers are concerned, there is only a thin line between being trusting and being foolish. Sigma men are often labeled as paranoid. These men are firm believers in the prepper ideology. They have a plan B for every situation. They don't rely on one plan or one person, as long as when there is absolutely no choice. Sigma men are also extremely security conscious and vigilant. They never want to be in a situation where they are caught unaware. These lone wolves always have a plan for self-defense, especially at home. As much as possible, Sigma men play their part in society and corporate with other people and institutions, but they are always vigilant and would put checkmates in place to ensure that they don't get stabbed in the back. 5. Nobody owes them anything. It is common to hear people blame others for their failures in life with a sense of entitlement. Entitled people are never in control of their lives. They are always a bundle of confusion and self-deceit. Entitled people always blame others for everything. They would blame rich people for their poverty. They would blame their parents for not leaving them some money. Sigma men don't think they owe anybody anything but the duty of participating as a member of a functional society, and that is all they ask in return. Mutual respect for one another. Sigma men believe that everything must be earned. These men are not interested in sympathy. If they are from a less privileged background, they don't let it limit them. Sigma men live with a sense of gratitude, humility, responsibility, and purpose. They appreciate what they have and what they have achieved. They don't take anything for granted or expect anything for free. These men work hard, persevere, and overcome challenges. They learn from their mistakes and failures. They respect themselves and others. Sigma men don't wait for things to happen or for others to give them what they want. These Lone Rangers take action and create their own opportunities. They don't compare themselves to others or compete for attention or validation. They focus on their own goals and vision. These men don't let others define them or limit them. They define themselves in their own success. 6. Self-denial is the greatest victory. To Sigma men, the great enemy they must defeat is their own desires. Self-denial and self-control are two virtues that are often overlooked in today's society. Many people pursue their desires and impulses without regard for the consequences or the impact on others. They seek instant gratification and pleasure, ignoring the long-term benefits of discipline and moderation. However, this kind of lifestyle can lead to many problems, such as addiction, obesity, debt, stress, and regrets. On the other hand, Sigma men master themselves and their emotions and live a more balanced and fulfilling life because of this principle. Self-denial is difficult because you are fighting against yourself. But then, as a Sigma man, you recognize the consequence of your desires. Because Sigma men don't live for immediate gratification, they are able to resist temptations while focusing on the long-term reward. Self-denial requires courage and wisdom, as well as a clear vision of one's goals and values. For example, someone who wants to lose weight must deny himself the pleasure of eating junk food or sweets and instead opt for healthier options. Someone who wants to save money might deny himself the impulse to buy something he doesn't need and instead put it aside for a rainy day. Someone who wants to improve their skills might deny themselves the comfort of watching TV or playing games and instead spend time studying or practicing. That is how Sigma men think. Self-denial and self-control are the greatest victories a man can have because they enable him to overcome his weaknesses and limitations and achieve his full potential. They also help him to avoid many pitfalls and troubles that can ruin his life or harm others. These principles make him more independent and self-reliant, as well as more respectful and considerate of others. They bring him peace and satisfaction, as well as honor and dignity. They are the marks of a true leader and a noble soul. 7. Sigma men love self-criticism. A Sigma man has no greater critic than himself. He would not spare himself from the harshest truth, but would judge himself true and through. This is why Sigma men are very confident in their decisions. They are very conscious of the consequence of self-deception. They do not aim to feel good, they want to win. And they know that winning begins with a strategy that is true. Because they are comfortable with the truth, these men would embrace criticism from others too. These principles make Sigma males exceptional and a rare breed. Not many people have the mental fortitude to abide by them. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and watch this one as well.